What's happening, everyone? I hope you enjoyed an incredible weekend and now you're getting ready to live out another blessed week. Well, I'm your host, SchuZ, Shoemaker, and I'm back at my home in Garrett, Arizona after an incredible weekend in Kansas. But no matter how your weekend or day is going, I know I'm going to give you a highlight to put or add to your great day or week. And, of course, a smile to add, as the Content Magic series will continue with the face of the 2021 Magic Squad in Isael Silva. Now, I'm on fall break, so get prepared because there's going to be a lot of great episodes and interviews and guys that you're not going to miss hearing from. So make sure to stay up to date on the series by following me at Zach Shoemaker. That's ZACH $_ depending on the platform, Shoemaker SCHUMAKER on Instagram or Twitter to stay up to date. Also, you'll be able to stay up to date on my show on YouTube, The Breakdown. That being said, though, let's hop right in. I'm blessed to be able to welcome on one of the most entertaining point guards in all the country. He's ranked the 4th best. In California, he's regarded as the 2nd best player as he leads Jesuit high. On a national stage, he plays for Compton Magic as he refs the 2021 squad and leads Compton Magic while being ranked the 20th best player in all the country. And of course, he holds a 4-star badge to his name. That being said, I couldn't be more excited than welcome on Isael Silva to the 3rd episode of the Compton Magic series. How are you doing today, bro?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem. Let's jump right in. 247 recently released a new update on their rankings, and you were ranked 31, which is one of the top players in the country, and you're 4-star. Talk about that and what it's like being a top-ranked player.
It's just when those things come out, I just look at it as feedback, right? So, I'm every number I get, I'm honored, right? Whether it's a different one, higher on Rivals or higher on different on ESPN, all of them, they're all just good feedback, and I just try to take that and use that as motivation to catch up on the people in front of me and just always keep working.
That's a really unique way of looking at and approaching it because obviously rankings don't mean everything. It's not going to get you where you necessarily want just because of what other people say, but it is something that you can look at as motivation, something you can look at in terms of where do others view me and how can I improve my game to get myself to the level where everyone sees me at the way I believe I should be.
Yeah, for sure. It's just you get to see other players you see around playing, and I think it's good to progressively climb those lists. So it's better to just creep up on people and just keep working.
Absolutely. I think it's so challenging to be a top player since coming out of middle school and trying to sustain that for 5-6 years. I mean, that's something that's super challenging to be able to kind of take the underdog approach and keep working your way up. But still being regarded as a top player is a huge thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to. Luckily, it's I grew up not being super big, and then hit a huge growth spurt, and now being considered a taller point guard. Right, I'm just happy it all worked out that way. So it's good, and just gotta keep building off the progress I'm making, and see where that can take me.
Where, in your opinion, do you think you should be ranked, or do you think you're ranked pretty evenly?
Of course, I'm gonna think I'm the best point guard, and I think I'm gonna think I'm the best player. But there's stuff feedback I always take, and just ask coaches and ask my trainers what I need to work on, and hopefully that would take me to the next level and to the ultimate goal of the NBA.
I think looking out at it, the rankings truly don't mean that much because at the end of the day, it's obviously making the NBA. That's the main point that, of course, college is great, but making the NBA is the end goal of every basketball player. And so at that point is when you can finally look back and evaluate who truly panned down what the things are. Now, yes, as high school ranking is cool to look at, especially for people, media, fans of the game and whatnot, even for players, like you said, to look at, of course. But once again, that's not going to give you what you want down the line. That's just a number by a person that decided to write it up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to be an AAU legend. So that's what me and my close circle always talk about. It's just always evolving, looking at basketball as an evolution, something you can always get better at every day. So you never want to be satisfied with numbers, with top 20, with 5 stars. Stars don't matter when you step on the court. So it's all good.
Let's talk a little bit more about your 2021 class. Obviously, there's a lot of talent. It's stacked and loaded. But who's some of the guys for starters that you truly think are some of the most underrated players and that deserve more attention than they already get?
I'm gonna go with my boy Malik Thomas. He played on my Compton Magic team this year. I think they have him at 100, but he's just a gritty, hard worker, great family. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people with me and him this year. Some other guys that are still rated, but should be rated higher. I grew up playing with Frankie Collins, who's another top point guard. Devin Askew, he's actually my god brother, so his dad's my godfather. So a lot of people don't know how close we are. And, he's been doing really well. So just a lot of 2021 guys I'm friends with, and just hopefully we all do well.
I'd say one of the biggest and brightest spots of the 2021 class is the loaded amount of guards. I mean, you look at guys, obviously talks about some of them being you, Devin, Frankie, a lot of you guys, but there's so many more guys to talk about being a part of that class and talk about some of the other guards that are in this class.
Oh yeah, it's a good point guard class. So, to be put so high, to put 4, obviously I wanna keep climbing, get to 3, and then get to 2, and then get to 1. But it's great to see all the other point guards and see what we all bring to the table.
When it's all said and done, and you guys are obviously off and into the NBA or even retired, who do you think, in your opinion, will end up panning out to become the top 3 player from the 2021 recruiting class?
I'm gonna go with players I played with before. So, Musa Cease, he's one of the best centers in our class. We always talking. So maybe we team up in college. I really like playing with him. I think he's gonna be like a generational big man. I've seen a lot of clips of Chet. You can't underestimate skill. I know he's really athletic, but I think in the modern NBA, you have to be able to shoot the ball and you have to be skilled. So, any of the guys in our class that can shoot at a high clip and just play the right way and a high IQ, I think can go as far as the work they put in will take them.
That's a great point because when you look at it, so many of these modern day centers are so skilled. You see these guys that are point forwards, obviously the extreme versions of KD, Giannis, some to a degree of what LeBron has done. But then there's still some old fashioned kind of centers like Rudy Gobert. But a lot of these guys are just Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, so many of these guys, Boogie, that truly are able to bring up the ball. They have ball handling skills. They do so much more, which completely evolve the game to a whole other level, which is why he's basically 5 out all the time. And that's what Evan Mobley just talked about a little bit ago when he was on here. And you just see that his game is transcendent to the whole nother level. Like he could be a generational talent, probably will be. And that's just that being able to have that skill is so dominant in today's game.
Centers sometimes they want to get out their realm and get to that 4th spot, and that usually translates to being a more elite player in whatever level you're playing at.
Yeah, and like we said, there's so many players you do take pieces from to add into your game. But if there was one player that you kind of say you take a lot of pieces from, or if someone was asking who do you relate to, does your game remind them of, who would that player be in your opinion?
That's funny. It's funny because I get a lot of Euro comparisons, but I like taking stuff from different people's games and just like I tell people, making it my own. I always say, like Easton Silva 1.0. Like I like being compared to an NBA player is like an honor, but I just like to take stuff from different people's games. So I like Trae Young a lot. I like the way he moves and just his confidence. Right, he came into the league as a rookie and he looked like he's a veteran. So just that confidence and pace he plays with. Steve Nash is probably my favorite point guard of all time. I say top 3 skilled players to ever play basketball. And Steph Curry, of course, just his shot making ability is the best anybody's ever seen. So his touch and all that from those 3 guys, I just try to work on and study their game as much as possible and hopefully be better than them one day.
That's one thing I absolutely love hearing from players. I mean, definitely when they go into saying, talk about, of course, taking different bits and pieces from different players. Like you want to acknowledge and respect the great talents in the NBA that we get to go watch, but God's made everyone so uniquely different that you never will be exactly like one player. So taking some different combinations of different players and putting them into your arsenal is what creates these great players. And so we want to apply that as something that truly can elevate you to a whole other level.
You want to be unique as possible, and I think that's probably the most beautiful part of basketball is you can express yourself in a different way from everybody else, and have your own flavor. So that's one of the most fun parts about playing the game.
Absolutely. And I do know one that you talked about, some people refer to some European guys. I mean, I think the most common one is Rubio. I mean, that's always just one that a lot of people always just make the comparison. You guys have like the same kind of body and all, like height and all, especially now you've grown, like you said. But I mean, all those things are great, especially like the Trae Young, just the confidence. I know you're well known as being a leader and confident. And then just being able to be like a Steve Nash with the ball handling and passing is huge.
I love like I tell people like the Rubio thing, like look, that guy's making $20 million a year. Like that's a compliment. But just trying to take like his passing, Steph's shooting ability, right? Just creating like an ultra player and try to keep developing all those parts of my game slowly and staying healthy. That's the most important part.
There's only so many guys that can be the face of the NBA or superstars. I mean, and Ricky said Ricky Rubio's a guy that starting point guard. He's been there since he came into the league, and he's about 10 years in the NBA starting and making millions and
Right,
millions of
right,
dollars every year. Like
right,
that's a dream life. Like I mean, no one's gonna knock you, and he's a very well respected point guard as well.
right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talk about Arizona. I mean, you got an offer recently from them, and now you're out here and you've been able to go talk to them and see what's going on out there. So, what's your thoughts on Arizona?
Pretty shortly after they offered, Coach Miller called me right away. We had a couple conversations, and he's just told me like how much he values what I bring to the table. So I'm excited to see where that builds towards.
There could be 3 straight years of really just insane guards at Arizona. I mean, you're looking at Nico and then Dalen, and then you eventually. I mean, that could potentially be a special group of point guards.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just seeing the point guards that they can produce and players that they produce into the NBA, it's an attractive place to be, and hopefully will just be a place where I can develop wherever I choose.
What's some of the schools you really are looking at?
I haven't narrowed my list or anything, so I'm just trying to take it slow right now. But a few offers: Stanford, USC, Xavier, TCU, Vanderbilt, all the schools that have offered. I'm just taking it all into account, and maybe after next spring and summer, I'll just get into a real big conversation with my small circle and see what we like, see what I like, and where I feel comfortable and feel at home, and make a decision then. And if the time feels right earlier, then I might shift my timetable and just make that commitment.
When it comes time, what are some of the characteristics you're going to look at from a college to see, this is the right decision? How are you going to approach that decision?
You want to be recognized for your talents, and that may come with all the schools, or it may come with some of the schools you want. So I think just not expecting anything is how I take the whole process. So not expecting something to come, just going out there and playing my game and showing them what I can do. And I just think that's the best way to look at the whole thing.
Is there anyone else that you really have created a good friendship with in the basketball world that you might want to team up with down the road?
Not haven't really had serious conversations about that yet. Little joking ones with some of the guys in 2021, but I'm sure the more camps that happen this year and next year, we're probably gonna have real conversations about teaming up and seeing what we can do at a college and go get a national championship.
One of the reasons that you have created so many connections being with a great organization like Compton Magic. So talk about that and why you decided to go play for them.
Last year around this time, one of the coaches, Justin Williams, he's from Sacramento, and he kind of got in our ear about it and mentioned it to me and my dad. And after Pango's Frost Soft Camp last year, I got to really meet the whole Compton family, Atope and all of them. They came down to watch some games down here in Sacramento. And, I just knew it was the place I wanted to be and the place I wanted to spend the next 3 years of my high school career with. And I know it's a life decision to go with Compton Magic, and I'm happy. I'm part of the family now, and, it's all love.
Talk about some of the best memories you've had from your first year with them now.
I think it was just seeing things fall into place through me trusting my work and them letting that happen. So, I came into the season, not really being known, unranked on everything. And, I set those goals before I made the decision. And Atope, Damo, and all the guys they were all for it. And, they believed in me from the jump. And they knew I could make it happen. And they made it seem so they just reinforced that I could do it. And, just helped me believe in myself. And, I actually wrote it on my wall, Compton Magic goals, and one of them was top 30. So when I got to 21 and 30 on the other one, it was just wow, I made the right decision because it was a perfect platform for me to just play and help my team win and show everybody what I can do.
Talk about some of the teammates that helped lead alongside you this last season.
Dalen was real cool and accepted me into the family. He was on the other 17s this year. But he was kind of just this was his second year as well. He came during the same time as I did during his sophomore year. So he was just telling me guiding me through like who everybody was and how the program works and what to do to get your name out there, and just showed me around the family, and it was great. He's been great, an instrumental part of me uh, being part of the Magic way.
No doubt. So being able to see a lot of the guys, especially on 17s and just other friends you've created in the basketball world, go and commit now, what's it like seeing that they have started to accomplish dreams that, as basketball players, you guys all look to achieve at some point?
It's great, man. I'm happy. I'm happy for all the guys, all the accolades they get. It's real cool because we were all just little kids playing AU nationals. So just to think that all this stuff came into fruition is real cool to look at.
What would you say is the biggest thing that separates Compton from everyone else?
They've won so much that people come play Compton Magic. You get everybody's best game. You get on the main court. So just having that, like that's huge. Having their people to watch you, because then they may see you do bad, but then they're gonna come back and then you might do well. So it's just the stage I wanted, and the stage any basketball player who loves that energy would want. So that's a great part of Compton Magic.
What's the biggest thing you really focused on improving last season playing with Compton?
Being a point guard and still learning how to show the other parts of my game and play and show my strengths as a scorer. I think that was the most difficult part, which happened at times and didn't happen at others. And that's one thing I'm working on now is how to play on the ball. And I think people recognize me as a passer and a high playmaker, but some know I can shoot, but I don't think it's really like that. So just learn how to balance that out and just play like at a consistent level. And staying healthy and keeping my body right and athletic, so I can just always be available.
I think definitely that's two of the big things to have part of your game. I mean, like you said, that you can shoot and you can obviously get to the rim with ease, but just be able to balance that out and where you keep the defense like having to guess and stay active is something that's really could elevate you game to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. It's something we've been working on with my weight trainers and all, and my other trainers on the track and stuff. Is just getting more athletic. So I've just been working on that little. I've always had a pop in my step, but just using it in the right way. Body control and injury prevention, all that stuff plays into basketball eventually. So I want to play the game as long as possible at a high level. So it's the stuff you got to do.
Absolutely. And so talking about some of the camps and games you've been blessed to play with in this past summer, so let's jump right in and talk about the LA versus Bay game. So what was that experience like and how did you get the opportunity?
That was great. That was a fun one. It was it was a high level camp, but it also wasn't like one of the shoe brand camps. It was something I just wanted to go into and have a lot of fun with, and we tried to get the W. We just couldn't guard McCurr Maker, so she needed to get some NorCal bigs. But it was real fun. It was a great experience. Those things are always fun. The king of the court stuff I love, and just love competing, and just being around that environment is always cool.
Some of the guys I've had on before I've talked about that. A lot of them kind of went in thinking it might have just been kind of have fun and goof around a little bit like some of the camps are. But that one actually was put together well. We guys still had fun but also competed at a high
Yeah,
level.
I think competing is the best part of all those events. I don't like going into them too nonchalant, or it's just you don't want to like, oh, I'm lucky to be here. You want to go dominate. So all those opportunities you get to show people your game, you should put on a show.
Was there one thing you really took away from that game?
One thing I took away, I missed a dunk, so I just I came back just trying to get super bouncy. So that was probably the funniest and one of the most unique takeaways I got from that game.
At least it's better to miss in like a showcase game like that as
Yeah,
opposed to
right.
maybe a
A
high school
game.
game or a real one.
Right,
So then,
exactly.
and so you also got to play in the Pangos camp this summer. And so talk about that and how you performed in that, or at least how you think you performed in it.
That was another camp I went into, like just no expectations. I did well at the one before the frost off, but I knew this was the All American camp, so I just went in and played my game, and luckily had a good team, and just showed my passing ability, and ended up making the top 30, and people just really liked the way I played. So I didn't go in trying to improve, trying to impress people, or like shoot everything. I think in those camps you just want to stand out through your basketball IQ, and luckily I was able to do that, and it kind of put me on the map nationally, and now I got to build from there.
Was there a game that really stood out to you or a matchup that you really liked going against someone during that camp?
The last game on Saturday, I had 17 assists, and that was
Wow.
I think that was the game that was like, okay, it's gonna start getting real. So I think that was the game. I don't remember who we played. Every team we played had a top 20 top guy in the country because Dinos puts on a great event. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't remember who was in that game.
Wow. I think that's huge, especially in a showcase game, to be able to put up 17 assists, because typically when you watch those and you think of those, it's mostly a lot of guys just want to go score and shoot the ball a lot. But for someone to be able to go put on a show and get 17 assists is different. That's truly speaks measures into what kind of player you are.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Was there one thing you really took away from that?
Just always playing at those things is always a good reminder. Like, okay, like we're here now. How do we get to like the best player there? So just taking little stuff. I got to get a lot stronger and work on loads of things before I can get there. But just seeing how tangible it all is and how it can happen so fast. It was cool. It was real fun. I was laughing with my dad, and because we always talk about stuff like that, like working. We're just always working in the dark, and when you shine in the light, sometimes it feels good. So it was definitely one of those moments where you kind of just smile and reflect on it a little bit, and then just get right back to work.
Absolutely. And then obviously you're preparing for your upcoming season, obviously being an upperclassman now at Jesuit. So talk about that and why you originally decided to attend there.
Jesuit is an all-boys Catholic school in Sacramento. I decided to go there because, it was, my dad and mom wanted to send me to a good school where I could, play for a good basketball program. And, being at a Jesuit school, it helps a lot educationally and just in life. You learn different things about helping the community and being a philanthropist with the success that comes your way. So I think that was a huge role in my choice in going there and just making my own route, not having to go to a big time school and making my name in a different way and just taking a unique path and putting on for a great community in Jesuit High School.
There's something that's unique about being able to go to a school that's not nationally recognized and a super team and be able to go lead there and still make your name big time. It's something that you can't really take away because it's pretty much 100% done by you and the kind of like team you've helped build.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's what I tell people. It's almost more fun that way because I would don't get me wrong. I'd love to be on all the top like City of Palms, all those big time national high school tournaments. But it's something about fighting for like that section championship and fighting for NorCal and trying to get to state with a team that might not have all the big time recruits as a school in down south or on the East Coast. So it's definitely something I want to stick with and just make a name for the school and make a name for myself.
Absolutely. So how has your game improved so far from last season coming to this season now?
Getting stronger comes with, different tweaks in the game. So I've just been feeling real consistent with my jump shot, playing off and on the ball. Just getting my shot pocket high to an elite pocket. Just getting more athletic. Just being able to go show a little dunk sometimes and show people that that I have a little bounce in my step and I can get to the rim and then just staying poised and making the right reads at all times.
Obviously, you will be the go-to guy this upcoming season again, but who's some of the guys that's going to help lead the team alongside you?
This year, we have a 7-footer named Alex Horyuk, class of 2021. A lot of people don't know about him. He hasn't really done the whole AU thing yet, but I think he's going to turn into like a top guy in Northern California for 2021. We also have Chris Holly, who is a 2021 shooting guard or point guard. He's pretty good. Me and him will bring up the ball most of the time. And then we have Jack Andre, who is like a 6'7" wing from Granite Bay, who's really good, one of the top guys in our area. And I think all those guys can go play in college somewhere, so it'll be good.
Is there a personal goal you really want to get this upcoming season?
And then personal goal is just staying healthy and helping my team win.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
hopefully, all the other accolades, player of the year and stuff, like that'd be great. That would be on my goals list. But the other things are what matter, and just go from there.
Winning is something that a lot of people don't really pay attention or give enough respect to. Because I think winning Player of the Year and all is great, but it's, once it's kind of those things you can just look at and be like, okay, that's cool. But in all honesty, like it's not necessarily going to just get you a scholarship just because you got those
Yeah,
letters
right.
behind you, or it's not going to
Yeah,
get you drafted because of those letters. It's more what do you achieve from getting that, and winning brings a different attribute into you. It brings you teaching you how to win games and how to become a champion. That's something that is valued across, and you can take that into every professional career you really go into, especially in sports and basketball, though.
yeah, for sure. It's just learning how to lead a team with different personnel than you're probably used to if you're playing an all year basketball schedule, right? You go from playing AU basketball, which is the top players in the country, and then come in high school ball with players that are still amazing, but it's a different level and it's a different game where you definitely have to focus more on every single possession. So it's gonna be good, and I'm excited to show Sacramento and show California and show the country what Jesuit provides.
Absolutely. So before I let you go, I would like to wrap up with the last two questions. And so the first one, who would you say in your life has been your biggest role model?
Definitely my parents, my mom and dad. Have provided a great mixture for me of raising me right and always supporting me. My dad's biggest rebounder in my life. That's what I call him. He's always there in the gym with me. Rebounding for me. And he's not like too hands on with the whole basketball thing, right? He just lets me do my thing, and he's learning a lot about basketball just as I am just through this whole process. So because this is our first time doing it, I'm the only child, so it's probably those two, just my mom and dad always being there for me and supporting me and always pushing me to go get my goals. To have them there for me has been great.
Definitely having those big supporting cast around you is awesome. And like you said, I mean, having a dad that just truly wants wants you to be successful and kind of stays away from the spotlight is something that speaks measures. Because I mean, there are obviously a lot of cases where dads get involved, and it could be good or bad depending on the situation. But a lot of times, it's them being there for you is the most important part.
Yeah, it's for sure. That's my guy. That's my best friend right there. So we gotta always shout him out.
Absolutely. And finally, I would like to wrap up and say it's a very important thing in my life. But how would you say, leading up to this point, God's helped you?
I'm huge. I'm huge on God. So thank you for bringing that into the conversation.
Hmm.
No, a lot, man. Um, just in all aspects, right? In school and family, like I see him in all of it, and I know, all the glory, all the accolades I get, all the stuff, all you know, the things I get, offers, everything. It's all in his body of work. So he deserves all the glory, and without him, I don't know if I could have the strength to keep pushing how I'm pushing.
Hmm. And that's the cool thing because God's that thing that, like, no matter where you are in life, He's always right there alongside you. I mean, obviously, you don't see Him and all that, but, like, He's always there and you can just feel the comfort and the many blessings that you receive in life. Like, through the good and bad, He's right there. And that's just something that it's that guy that's never not with you, which is awesome to have.
For sure, yeah. God's just not there when it's going well, right? God's just not there when you're
Hmm.
out there killing or you're got an A on a test. He's there when you're struggling, and
Hmm.
you just always got to know He's there for you and fight through that struggle and find love through that. So yeah, God's been
Hmm.
a huge part of it for sure.
No doubt. Always keeping him in there. I mean, obviously, as a believer, it's always awesome to see as many people as possible continue to spread his love and be a bring a bright spot into the world that obviously has a lot of issues. So keep doing that. I appreciate it.
For sure, always, yes, sir.
Well, it's been great having you on today, my guy. I appreciate you taking time to come on. Best of luck with this upcoming season, obviously, from here on out with your long basketball career.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you for having me. It was great. Much love, man. Much love.
No problem. God bless.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Zach.
No problem. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. I hope you guys all enjoyed hearing from Isael, but Trust me, this series is just getting going, folks. We have so many more of the top guys on Concert Magic that you're not going to miss hearing from. So make sure to stay up to date by following me at Zach Shoemaker on Twitter, Instagram. You will stay up to date and you'll be taken care of. Trust me, you'll know everything on the release day, what's going on, and everything, as well as my show on YouTube called The Breakdown. Make sure to subscribe to that. And no matter what platform you're listening to this on right now, please go and like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you can, give it a 5-star review to keep SchuZ views growing. I truly do appreciate it. And that being said, folks, SchuZ is out. Everyone go be the light of God, and God bless.